Well, like a lot of announcement that President Trump makes, it's high on impact and slim on details. 50 million barrels, he says, that would be worth about 2.8 billion at today's prices. Exactly when those barrels might travel to the US, how they will sell them, where they will go is a little unclear. We had this separate development overnight that Chevron has booked 11 tankers to export oil from Venezuela. We do not know if that's related. It may be. What we do know about the situation on the ground in Venezuela is because of the partial blockade that the US has made of Venezuelan oil exports over the last few weeks, which remains in place. There are a lot of tanks in Venezuela that are filling up with oil production, and it will be imperative for Venezuela to export more oil to avoid the seizing up of what remains of its oil industry.
Now, Will, we've also heard that representatives of Exxon, Chevron, ConocoPhillips are going to be meeting with the energy secretary in the White House. What do you think could come out of this meeting? Could it be something that could impact the oil price in a meaningful way, what these executives have to say?
It's going to be difficult for Venezuela to really impact the oil price in a meaningful way in the shorter term, Valerie, because at the moment Venezuela is producing just under 1 million barrels of oil a day, and that's a pretty small proportion in a global oil market of more than 100 million barrels of oil a day. Longer term, this of course could be much more significant. The conversation will be about, we want you to go back into Venezuela, we want US companies to be controlling the Venezuelan oil industry. But they will say, well, we need political certainty for that to happen. We need guarantees that our contractual rights will be respected, because we should remember in the past that the Chavez regime, the Maduro regime, was very willing to renegotiate oil contracts to, in their view, expropriate oil rights in Venezuela. So they'll want to be very certain that similar things won't happen again if they're going to commit the many billions of dollars it would cost to revive what has become a very decrepit and rundown oil industry in Venezuela.
Now, the Trump administration has reportedly told Delcy Rodriguez that her government must exclusively partner with the US on oil supply. We've already had a response from China on this, calling it a bullying act for them. What would this mean when it comes to oil supplies to China if they were to be diverted to the US?
Yes, China is an important customer, has been an important customer of Venezuelan oil, Stephen. It takes more than 5% of its oil imports from Venezuela, and while it could easily compensate for that in the current oil market by buying it from elsewhere, as we've said repeatedly in recent weeks, the oil market globally is well supplied. This clearly signals, if the reports are correct, that the US wants to take full control of the Venezuelan oil industry, both in terms of drilling oil and where the exports go. The reports seem to suggest that they wanted Chinese and Russian oil companies out of Venezuela as well. Both of those currently operate concessions inside Venezuela, drill oil, sell oil, and it would be a really dramatic move if America was to force those companies out of Venezuela. We've already, as you mentioned, had a real denunciation of this move from China, who have called it a bullying tactic. Russia would not be happy either, one presumes. So it really, I think, demonstrates how serious the Trump intention to control the future of Venezuela's oil industry is.